network medium of bringing the happenings in the economic sector of society to our discerning viewers. This program is aimed at bringing to the doorstep of viewers the business, financial, and economic activities from all strata of society. The delivery is attributed through the various stock exchanges across the world, news about government economic activities, private sector business activities, laced with expert opinions, stakeholders, analysis, and correspondent report. The headlines: stock market, equity market gains 1 trillion naira weekly.
And on aviation, NCAA set to sanction airlines over flight delays.
Electricity power, fresh grid collapse, power generation crashes to 59 megawatts.
Marina Shoreline, FG6, 146 billion naira for repairs.
Of course, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll go straight to give you the stories. And don't forget, we have a special guest in the building today. At that time, he will join us. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Atn Business. Now on stock markets. Trading activities in the past week ended on a positive note, with investors gaining about 1.12 trillion naira. Companies begin to reel out their financials. Both the Nigerian Exchange All-Share Index and market capitalization appreciated by 1.97% and 2% to close at the week at 104,421,023 and 57.16 trillion naira respectively, despite recording 2 days of bearish trading which resulted in a combined loss of 1.93 billion naira. Investors reacted strongly to early fillers of annual reports, which led to heightened trading volumes and mostly positive market breadth. The resurgence of buying interest, particularly in banking stocks, propelled the markets past in the 104,000 thresholds. The market year-to-date return improved to 39.7% on a sectoral basis. The performance for the week displayed a mixed picture with 3 out of 5 sectors experiencing declines. Banking and insurance indexes retreated by 4.52% and 4.07% respectively due to the price drops in Guaranty Trust Bank Company PLC, Zenith Bank PLC, Royal Exchange PLC, and NEM Insurance. The oil and gas index dipped due to waning sentiment in Eternal, resulting in a 2.47% decline. On a positive note, the industrial index closed out the week in the green zone as it recorded a 6.36% week-on-week gain, driven by increased prices and buying interest in Dangote cement and BUA cement. The consumer goods index also ended the week positively, rising by 1.30%, fueled by upward price movements in Maya PLC and McNicholas. Investors exchanged 3.893 billion units of shares worth 95.15 billion naira in 69,117 deals, higher than 2.981 billion shares valued at 57.87 billion naira that traded the previous week in 67,962 deals. The financial services industry led the activity chart with 640 billion shares valued at 47.67 billion naira traded in 31,929 deals, thus contributing 67.81% to 50.08% to the total equity turnover, volume and value respectively. The oil and gas industry followed with 347.962 million shares worth 4.064 billion naira in 5,972 deals, and the conglomerate industry came third with a turnover of 337.682 million shares worth 4.709 billion naira in 5,493 deals. The three most active equities in the past week were FBN Holdings PLC, where billionaire businessman Femi Otedola was appointed chairman during the week, Transnational Corporation PLC, and United Bank for Africa PLC. The three stocks accounted for 961.288 million shares worth 21.390 billion naira, exchanged in 9,966 deals, contributing 27.70% and 22.48% to the total equity turnover volume and value, respectively.
The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has vowed to sanction domestic airline operators over the persistent flight delays, disruptions, and cancellations that have affected the aviation industry. In a statement released on Sunday, the Acting Director General, NCAA, Chris Najomo, emphasized that airlines will face appropriate sanctions without exemption. He also underscored the need for airlines to prioritize passenger welfare and comply with regulations, stating that the NCAA will intensify its oversight to ensure adherence. The NCAA DG frowned at what it termed the alarming report of flight delays, disruptions, and schedule changes without adequate notice to passengers. He underscored the necessity for immediate improvement, emphasizing that the aviation sector plays a crucial role in Nigeria's transportation infrastructure. He pointed out that airlines should be fully aware of airports with sunset operations, urging them to tailor their schedules accordingly. Najomo stressed that the NCAA will ensure that airlines fulfill their obligations to passengers or face sanctions. Airlines must handle persons with reduced mobility properly, with dignity and without discrimination, as airlines are mandated to provide facilities for the movement of persons with reduced mobility, and by virtue of the provision of Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulations Part 19, airlines are required to provide on their ticket portal a mandatory field for special needs assistance and require their agent to actively ask customers during ticket purchase if they will require assistance to be treated. The DG emphasized that the authority would not relent in its commitment to ensuring pleasurable travel experience and comfort for air transport passengers. Flight disruption is a significant issue in the aviation sector, affecting both domestic and international travel. The causes of flight delays and cancellations in Nigeria are multifaceted and include poor infrastructure, harsh weather conditions, fuel scarcity, and labor union issues.
Power generation on the national grid crashed to 59.9 megawatts around 12 p.m. on Sunday as the country's grid witnessed a nationwide collapse. Data obtained from the Federal Ministry of Power showed that electricity generation on the grid plunged from 2,658.75 megawatts at 11 a.m. to 59.9 megawatts by 12 noon on Sunday, as power distributors lost supply from the grid. This led to widespread blackouts across the country, as power distribution companies blamed it on the collapse of the grid managed by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, an agency of the federal government. Kaduna Disco, for instance, confirmed that the loss of bulk power supply left Kaduna, Sokoto, Zamfara, and Kebbi states in darkness on Sunday. Also, the management of Abuja Electricity Distribution PLC informed its customers in a public notice that the power outage being experienced is as a result of a system failure from the national grid at 11:21 hours today, February 4th, 2024, which has led to a nationwide power outage. It, however, added, "Be rest assured that we are working with the relevant stakeholders to restore power as soon as the grid is stabilized. We appeal for your patience."
Well, on this note, we're done with the business news for the day. We'll take a short break now. When we return, my guest today is the president of Garden City Premier Business School, Professor Silva Okwala Charles. He's already in the studio, and today we'll be talking on a lot of things concerning the Garden City Premier Business School. Don't go anywhere. Call your friends, call everyone, and tell them it's ATN Business live on Atn Television Network.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
You human
on the point of order.
Honourable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
All right, welcome back to ATN Business on Atlantic Television Network. Well, today I told you earlier on that I have a special guest in the studio with me this great afternoon to talk on a particular issue and, of course, discuss the Garden City Premier Business School. He is the president of Garden City Premier School, Professor Silva Opola Charles. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I know it's good to, when you have a prof in the studio, you have to be careful what you say. All right, Prof, let's look at this, quickly look at this story. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, has declared that $446 billion is required for the repairs of marina shorelines. He said that recently during a joint inspection of the lagoon section of the Third Mainland, Qatar, and the Coast bridges with the Minister of Finance and the Economy, Wale Edu. The minister was concerned about the degradation of the marina shoreline, saying it posed a threat to the pillars of the Lagos Blue Rail Line. He said though the shorelines require $146 billion, however, only $1 billion was available for the project in the budget. Umahi, however, gave assurance of early completion of repair works on 3 major Lagos bridges. The minister has also inspected the underdeck of the Qatar Bridge and the Jura section of the Coast Bridge, Lagos by the Expressway, and the ongoing flyover at Loto Junction. Now, Prof, I know you know all of these areas because, of course, you know you're widely traveled, and of course, because of what you do. Now, looking at what Engineer Dave Umahi, Minister of Works, has said about this particular, what do you make of this assessment by the Minister of Works and the Minister of Economy?
You know, talking about the blue economy, you know,
Yes.
one of the problems of this country is about diversification.
Okay.
And for me, the blue economy is an area that the Nigerians need to explore.
Okay.
Today, we have economies about $475 billion.
Okay.
Now, if we properly develop and harness the blue economy, we can comfortably add another $500 billion to our economy.
Wow.
Which we are not really exploring. I mean, so talking about, you know, repair of these marine facilities and assets is something that is very good. But how much is the money? Because you're talking about $146 billion naira, not dollars.
Not dollars.
So it's not much of a money. But I want to see whether they can explore partnership with the private sector.
Okay.
Because I think private sector partnership will be
yes.
very important
Very
for
important.
this development. So let them not look at government money. Right now, the economy is not in good shape. You know, so it's important for the government to look at whether we can bring in private players. And that's how the economy grows. Look at India, look at China. what are the things that are propelling the growth of those economies? Is because they brought in a lot of private sector participation into the economy. And areas like this, where you can do a lot of things, you know, in the economy, especially the, you know, blue economy. Yeah. You know, so I think it's important for the government to look at beyond just government revenues or money to spend.
All right. Now let me quickly say I'm sure that's the reason why the president created that Ministry of Blue Economy, and then putting someone who I think he's an accountant, he's a trained accountant. That's the Minister of Blue Economy, the former governor of Osun State, Oyetola Boyega. Now, looking at what the Minister of Works and the Minister of Finance and Economy is saying here now, you just said something about private partnership. Now, I want to ask this question: why is it that the Nigerian government don't see the need to engage private partners in whatever they do? Why do they think that they must bring the money, they must finance it? Because, and somebody say the government they don't have any business in being in business. You understand? Because they really don't know how to manage those businesses. So what you're saying is that partner. So how do you think this, you know, will be realized? Because if you say engaging business, private partners in Nigeria, do we really have those who are ready and willing to partner with the federal government?
You see, the way to go about it is this. You know, I remember in 1998, China opened up its economy to the world. Okay. As at that time, Chinese economy was $500 billion. $500 billion. That's something like Nigerian economy in 1998. Now they opened, companies from Europe, from America started coming to them. No, what they do is an SPV. So what we have is that 60% of these new opportunities are given to outsiders. So you have an SPV, 40% from Chinese. Okay. Now what are they trying to do? They are trying to lure people there to invest and then take advantage of their presence to increase the capacity of the economy. Okay. No, people will be interested. Look at the power sector, for instance. Most of those power assets are acquired by Nigerians who don't have strong partnerships. So that's why we are still having the problem with that.
Exactly. I was coming to that.
So the point is, if you bring in foreign partners, for instance, if you are bringing Siemens, for instance, to own some of the assets, we won't be here where we are today. Okay. After 8 years, you are still talking about power issues. They say the collapse.
I read in my news yesterday. I mean, the collapse.
So the point is that the level of investment required by these investments are not there because we don't have the. First of all, in Nigeria, we have a problem in terms of the capacity of the economy to roll out funds. The banks themselves are all running after government juicy transaction, bread and butter transaction. They don't really have the capacity. Capital accumulation is weak in the economy.
The only way for government subvention
because they don't have the capacity.
Okay.
So what Chinese and Indians are doing is that they bring in foreign partners, people who have the latitude, the capacity to invest. And then when they come to the economy, they bring in their money. So the economy expands. And then people learn new skills. The locals themselves learn and expand the economy. So they look at China, platform, global platform. China is doing like 32%. Competing with America favorably today. Wow. Why? Because they open up the economy, bring in foreign partnerships, and that's what has helped them. So you can see that they are competing head to head with the America today, beyond even Europe. So what we are saying is that the way to go is about partnership, not just anybody, but people that have capacity, companies that have capacity to come to the economy. And you see that you get multiplier effect on the economy.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Prof. I know, let me just quickly use that to welcome you to ATN Business. Okay, so today we're looking at Garden City Premier Business School. A lot of people have heard about the school, either online or through those who have graduated from the school, and then when they are graduating, they post their pictures from Garden City. I said, which school is this? Where is this school located? And I'm happy you're here today. So you're going to just give us a brief about Garden City Premier Business School. Why did you decide to bring it to Port Harcourt? Why not Lagos? Why not Abuja? These are because people want to know. Sometimes people feel that whatever is not from Lagos, Abuja is not there. But it's in Port Harcourt, and I know you've been talking out a lot of graduate people who have been doing very well in whatever they do. So quickly, just tell us. But obviously, we want to know what exactly is Garden City Premier Business School.
Garden City Premier Business School is a business school, private sector initiative. It's not owned by government. And the essence is that most of our graduates today, when they leave school, they lack the skills. So what we are developing is practical skills-based education, entrepreneurial education. We want to grow global entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is everything. The growth of Chinese economy, American economy, and most of the economies of the G7 is based on startups. Startup contributions are very key. And so if an economy cannot generate enough business unless entrepreneurs, especially high-impact entrepreneurs. That economy can do well. Interestingly, look at the banking sector today. Financial technology companies like Flutterwave having a market capitalization of about $3 billion. Compare that with the capitalization of companies like Zenith Bank and all that, they're about $1 billion. These are banks with a numerous extensive assets all over the country, yet a company that is online, a fintech. So these are what we call gazelles. They are high-impact entrepreneurship development companies. And that's what we are poised to do. We're already doing that. It's different because if you come to Garden City Premier Business School, our partnership with European Global School Paris, University in Paris, is to see how we can foster entrepreneurship development where people can look beyond government jobs. Okay. A lot of our graduates today we have over 600,000 people who graduate from Nigerian universities, and less than 10% are able to get good jobs. And when those people even get good jobs, you know, I mean, doesn't add much to the economy because what are they really producing? So we are looking at a situation where we are able to produce graduates that can increase the job content, entrepreneurship development, startups, SMEs of the economy. And that's only the economy will expand because they increase the activities of the economy. And SMEs' participation in the economy or contribution to the economy is very significant in Nigeria. Look at it. Over 90% of businesses are SMEs in Nigeria. Yeah. And then they're doing about 48% of GDP of the country. And so if there's a conscious effort, you know, on a part of the government to support initiative like this, it will expand the economy and grow very quickly. And then all these issues we are having today in the country where insecurity issues are there, most people don't have alternatives. They don't have the capacity to be able to generate opportunities and business. So what lies on their table is that, okay, let's just go to do criminality. You know, so what we are trying to do is to help the government really to make sure that we grow people, we train people, we give people the enhanced capacity of people to be able to produce goods and services.
So basically, it's about creating more entrepreneurs in the country.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes, that's our vision.
That's our vision. That's to create more entrepreneurs, to help people, especially those, either you're a graduate, you're not a graduate, but at some point you have a vision, you have something in you. So, because if you look at Nigeria economy, you know, most people just oh, I'm a graduate, I went to school, and then you take them to go and work somewhere. You see in the bank, you have engineers working in the bank. They have no business working in the bank. Do they have?
No, see, first of all, if you have your business skills, you can work anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Okay. But appropriately, the engineers are produced or graduated to be able to work in factories. But the point is, I mean, banking,
no job. So
banking too, you know, where money comes from is design, R&D and all that. They are scientists.
Yes.
And so they are technology-driven businesses.
So some of them are, you know, doing marketing in the bank. Some of them, you see, a first-class engineering graduate is you know. You see, man, in the marketing or your operation department in the bank.
No, but there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. But the number of graduates from engineering and all that going to the banking sector is what we have to worry about. But being there is not a problem because there's technology involves them. You know, engineers and technology is something that, I mean, what they have done applies to technology. Technology is key. Today, the global economy, look at it today, over 58% of the global economy now, the companies that are doing well are technology-driven economy. So there are digital disruption, digital transformation that has taken over the world today. So, and that has to do with engineers. That has to do with everybody. If you don't key into this digital sector, you can't do well today.
All right. The program is ATN Business live on Atlantic Television Network, and of course I have in the studio with me Professor Charles Pola, who is the president of Garden City Premier Business School. And we're looking at the school, we're looking at the impact that the school has. One thing that you know that would strike me most is that they have started this school to help raise entrepreneurs, you know, for this particular Nigerian economy. Now, Prof, let me ask you this. Now, what qualifies you to be a student in the school? Is it just, you know, just wake up one day? You know, I know they don't write JAM to get into the school. No, so how do you, so who is qualified to get admission into the school?
What we are doing is postgraduate. Okay. That is one path. So we also have capacity building for the industry. You know, so people who work in the corporate sector, in oil and gas and all that, they also need capacity, different level technical skill capacity, which we partner with technical companies to be able to deliver that. Soft skills development. These are also the leadership skills. emotional intelligence. These are things they also learn to increase capacity of people who work in organizations. But I mean, the foremost thing about the postgraduate school is that we deal with developing people so that they will be useful. You can either be an entrepreneur, you work in an organization, you think like owner of the business.
Okay.
So for you to get into the postgraduate programs, you need to have at least a first degree.
Okay.
You understand? If you have a first degree in any area, you can key into either an MBA program. MBA doesn't really require you to have a specialized area. For instance, you have first degree in engineering or in physics.
You can go for MBA.
You can go for an MBA program. But if you have a first degree in engineering, you cannot just go directly into economics, masters in economics or masters in management, MSc.
Okay.
The MSc is more like an academic degree, so it requires you to be able to have, an area that is pertain to that area. So somebody who has something on marketing, maybe he has a BSc in marketing, you can probably run a master's, MSc program in management.
Okay.
But somebody, because they are close, or economics. But if you have something on, you're a medical doctor, for instance, I think the route is to go to MBA.
MBA.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, when you graduate, as this is for postgraduate, for masters, for PhD, and all of that. Now, so tell us, do you have any government partnership with you? Is government partnering with you? Because how do you run this kind of school, without the support of government?
We don't need government. What we need is that the government need to partner with us to help them increase the capacity of the government employees, civil servants, public servants, and all that. We work with quite some few government agencies in terms of developing capacity. Like we have worked with NCDMB, Nigerian Local Content. We work with them to be able to increase. They do a lot of support to the private sector, the oil and gas companies.
Yes.
And so what we do, teach them entrepreneurship skills development, to deepen those knowledge. And we've done that quite well, and then we are seeing the impact of that support to that sector. And we can do the same thing for the government too, because one of the things we have found in Nigeria that is very disturbing and alarming rather is that a lot of people who work in government see themselves just to earn salary. They don't see themselves, no commitment.
And salary,
so
retire, get pension, and the rest of your life.
You need to look at your life beyond being employed, because 60 years or so you have to retire.
Yes, sure.
Now, if you don't have those skills to help you to be able to foster your own business after retirement, it becomes a major issue for you. Okay. So, we are talking about life expectancy today of about less than 60. Nigerian life expectancy about 53 years or something. Now, people who have no means of livelihood, they will be thinking, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety and all that. So what we are trying to do is that everybody that, want to proceed either in business or career, it can come to Garden City Premier Business School. We help you to accelerate you in thinking. We help you to be, there are different things you can do. You may not necessarily become a postgraduate student, but you can actually do programs that also do with developing yourself, your capacity to think, to be able to build a model. Some of them are probably have to do 6-month program and to be able to build your own business. You understand? Not necessarily that you must come to do a postgraduate program.
Okay. So there are programs that are
programs. Yeah, there are programs that are entrepreneurship development
program. What we can call crashing program.
Not crashing.
Okay.
Maybe the programs of like a month.
Okay, fine. Okay.
A mini MBA program, for instance. A mini MBA program is not an MBA, but you can do like a 10 weeks program.
So what's the duration of the programs in the school?
No, for the postgraduate programs, if you are doing an academic MSc, like MSc Economics and all that, you can do 1 year, 12 months. But if you are doing an MBA or a program that is kind of a consolidated program like strategic management, for instance, a master's, is about 18 months. Now, if you are doing a PhD program, no PhD program is less than 3 years. You must spend 3 years in doing those programs. And one of the things that is important in our school is that the entrepreneurship and innovation is compulsory. You spend a minimum of 6 months in any program you are running in our school to learn about entrepreneurship and innovation. Because that's where the world is going to. If you look at the world today, over 50% of the billionaires are coming from the technology side. So that's where the world is going to. So we emphasize that because that's the only way you can consolidate on whatever you are doing globally now.
So is admission going on now?
Yeah, sure. We have, in fact, a PhD session going to start next week. Quite a lot of people are showing interest. Because the issue is that a lot of people have seen impact, who have schooled in our program, who have been part of us. When they leave, finish from there, they are hot cake. I learned somebody went to UK, presented a certificate of European Global School, and just got a job.
Wow.
You know, so apart from coming out with a capstone project, the capstone project is an entrepreneurial project, a very incisive, detailed, program, project that you can run, anchored on technology. We also have been able to get the Chartered Institute of Leadership and Management in the U.S., from Kentucky, to accredit our school to give you a charter status in any area specializing. So instead of writing the exams for just like CIBN, Chartered Institute of Bankers, or the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, if for you to become a chartered accountant, spend like 2 years in writing exams. And that appertains to the Chartered Institute of the Leadership and Management in the U.S. Instead of you to write those exams, they've looked at the curriculum and see, anybody that finished from European Global School, we will give you a charter status. Instead of writing the exam, they waive the exams, they also waive your tests, so you become a chartered person. And not just that, give you a license to practice in that area. So if you do something on, let's say, on human resources, you after finishing with a master's or a PhD program, you become a licensed HR practitioner or a consultant. So these are things that you can't get from any university around. These are peculiar to us, so it's quite interesting.
All right. Well, viewers, it's been a very interesting time. We'll take a short break now, and then when we return, we'll just go straight to other issues concerning the school, because our concern is for people to get to learn, to become. For me, I'm interested. The way Prof is speaking now, I just wish I'm in class already. That's the way I look at the whole thing. So don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break. When we return, Prof Charles is still here. Of course, he will tell us more about the school before we run off the show today.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring honest pop news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Welcome back to ATN Business, live on Atlantic Television Network. Because today, I told you earlier on, and I'll be speaking with Professor Paula Charles, the president, Garden City Premier Business School. And he's been telling us a whole lot about that school. In fact, if you're watching this program and you don't quickly make your way, of course, Prof will tell us the address of the school and how you can get, the process, to get admission and all of that. For me, once I'm done here, I won't wait. All right, so Prof, looking at the impact, of the school to Nigerian economy, now let's look at it, because you said something that people really get to be trained, especially the people in the leadership position.
Yeah.
I wish all of them, all of them can go through the school so that they can understand what it means to become a leader in any government structure. Because sometimes you wonder, these people, and they say they are graduates, have they worked before? Have they been to anywhere? They travel abroad, and don't they see all those things that they see there, to at least even copy them to Nigeria. So tell us briefly, what impact has this school, over the economy of Nigeria? Because we must understand that. That's one thing, because you're preparing men to go into, becoming entrepreneurs, becoming good leaders. So what impact has the, Garden City Premier Business School, have over the economy of Nigeria? Very important.
The important thing is that, see, we are creating jobs.
Yeah.
We have created jobs. By opening this school, we have created jobs. Taking people off the streets who are working in Garden City Premier Business School. And apart from that, people who are also students here who have graduated, and even when they are in their working places, they contribute more. There's a guy that working, I don't want to mention the company, you see he has gotten 3 promotions. I mean, being just in an MBA program, he has risen to a very top position in the organization. He's now part of the management team of that organization. How did they get about that? Because of knowledge. Knowledge unfolds, it helps, it promotes, it positions you. So those are times when you do that. Now, Garden City Premier Business School is a global investor. It's a global investor because we are affiliated to a school in Paris. We also affiliated a school in the United States. We are affiliated to the global investor in Houston. So we are well positioned to support, growth of businesses in Nigeria. We have that linkage. And so if you come here, you have a foreign certificate. First of all, it's not a local certificate, a foreign certificate, acceptable in every country, so you are well positioned. And you have the capacity to be able to deliver value to your organization, to your society that you have. And you graduate with a project, an entrepreneurial project called Capstone Project, which can be launched and then begin to make money. One of the things that you know about Global Business School is that Global Business Schools go on ranking, FT ranking, Financial Times ranking. And the people who finish from those universities, business schools, is that after 2 years, they want to see your progress in terms of your revenue, your income, earnings. So want to see whether you are able to accelerate your income. The total class. Those are the fundamentals they use in judging business schools. So one of the things we are also checking, although we are not yet in the ranking thing yet, but we are closely monitoring our staff. How are they progressing in their careers? And we are happy. A lot of them are doing better after graduating from our school. We just have our second graduation, December last year. That's the second time we are doing graduation. But we are happy with the development we are seeing. Now today, we have also been accredited by the American, I mentioned American Chartered Institute of Leadership and Management. Our students have become chartered in whatever area they are specialized in. Wow. So if you are coming out, with strategic management or human resources or project management or supply chain or whatever, you become a consultant in that area. I mean, that gives you a leverage, which is something that is not applicable to many investors around. So
so Prof, who will tell us where is the school located?
We're located at GRA in Port Harcourt, about Macaulay, number plot 13, about Macaulay Street. That's where we're located.
Okay. So about Macaulay in OGRA,
yes.
plot 13.
And we have few numbers: 0906000 2752 34, like that. 0906000 2753 2752 4 6 7 8 9. All these numbers. The school's numbers.
But the best thing is, if you're listening to and you're watching us, is plot 13 Herbert Macaulay Street, OGRA, here in the city of Port Harcourt. You can also, of course, on social media, I know they're everywhere, on the website, Garden City Premier Business School. Well, before we go, Prof, there's something about Nigeria economy that strikes me a lot. We have taken political office as very lucrative these days. People now kill themselves just to get into one position or the other. Why is it not like that when it comes to business? Why? What exactly do you think can be done to help people know that political office is not everything? Because sometimes when you see people get into power 4 years, 8 years, and when they leave office, you see them struggling to survive.
Yeah.
Why is it so?
Because they have made the office too attractive.
Yes.
Government appointments are becoming so attractive. People get in there because higher the return, higher the risk. People kill themselves to get there because that is where they feel that they can make money from. You don't really work too much to be able to handle those monies. But probably it will cost you just loyalty to one man.
Yeah.
And then you have access to the treasury of those institutions. But that's not. The private sector requires a lot of resilience. And you need to be resilient, you have to be patient. You need to take pay cuts. Sometimes you want to set up your own business. Pay cut has to be done. You have to be able to show that tenacity to be able to get to those points of making return. And it's not really a short-term thing. It's a medium to long-term thing to be able to get those results. 4 or 5 years of consistency Yeah. People are not willing to do that. We're in a world where people are in a hurry. And so they feel that going to be in government is faster for them. Maybe by the time you're going to government, House of Assembly, the first 1 or 2 months, you've started buying your car, buying houses and all that, which is not applicable to when you are doing a business. You know. But again, that can also happen if you are running high-scale, high-impact entrepreneurial businesses, where you have startup funds coming from, venture capitalists and private equities. I mean, it's possible to achieve that. And that's what we offer as well, because if you come to our school and then you pass through an entrepreneurship program, it is possible that you can achieve that kind of growth without necessarily being in government. But it's also good to have it, because even if you are in government and you have this capacity, even if you leave government, you can continue on that trajectory of growth. But if you don't have those kind of capacity and you leave government, what will you do? You finish what you have. But the most important thing to note is that government offices are too attractive. Appointments are too attractive. Today, government doesn't have the money. We are living on debt, definitely. But again, they are borrowing to sustain their expenditure. And that's one of the reasons why we are seeing what is happening in the economy. The currency is not stable, because the more money you spend, the money filter into imports, a lot of imports. And when imports are very high, what happens is that the exchange rate becomes challenged, because it becomes more of demand than supply. So that's what is happening in the economy.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Charles Bola. We thank you very much for being a part of the show today on ATN Business on Atlantic Television Network. Professor Charles is the president, Garden City Business Premier School, located at Plot 13, Herbert Macaulay Street, OGRA, in Port Harcourt, Garden City, River State. So if you're interested in getting up to know what's happening, they just take a walk there. You can drive down there. Plot 13, Herbert Macaulay is a very popular street in OGRA, in Port Harcourt, River State. Wherever you are, all over the world, go on their website, and I bet you will never regret doing so. We hope to have you here once again. Thank you very much. And of course, the partnership that we're going to have with Atlantic Television, Morrison Communication, we believe that it's going to do a whole lot.
Yeah, sure.
So on this program, we'll definitely keep you, up to date with all the activities of the school. And like I said, I'm going to be back here maybe 1 year after to say, yes, I also was there and I got my certificate from there. So I want to thank you very much, sir, for being a part of the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. So that's our show today. Please watch all our social media platforms, get all the details of the program. Tomorrow we'll be back again on ATN Business. My name is Treasure TV Dari.
To the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong